Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday Wisdom. My name is JB Hilliard, and these are short video snippets designed to answer questions that you may have about estate planning or probate, which are my primary practice areas. Or maybe there are other legal concerns that may be impacting your household, and sometimes we have topics that may answer some of those questions as well. And before we go further, I would like to ask your forgiveness. My voice is a little scratchy. I've been fighting a bug for the last little over a week now. And so it's still working its way through my body. I do feel a little better, but I still have a little bit of a scratchy throat. So this week will be a little bit short, and my apologies for missing last week because I was sick last week as well. But anyway, I'm excited because I want to introduce to you a series of Wednesday Wisdom videos, at least for these next few weeks. We want to kind of create a storyline for you to follow along with. We're going back to the basics here in 2025 to talk about basic estate planning, but also to kick in another element of that for all of my business owners, my current and future business owners out there, to also include the element of business succession planning. And so I'm going to start off with just an introduction to the players this week, or the key player this week, and then kind of build along the storyline as we go along. So hopefully you'll follow along, and if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to email us at wisdom@jblaw.biz. In the meantime, let me introduce to you Sara. Sara is our bakery owner. She owns a local bakery shop in her community, and she has worked hard at this, building this business for the last 15 or so years. And so as she's getting older and realizing her own mortality, perhaps, she is really starting to think about the success of her bakery, which she's very passionate about and always has been, but also starting to think about the future and what would happen if she was suddenly unable to continue running the bakery as she has been, on this fast track these last several years, or if something unexpected were to happen either to her or the bakery or someone in her family, where she would have to maybe have the bakery take a back seat to take care of that family member, or retirement. Like, she understands that she maybe can't do this into her 70s or 80s or 90s. I talked to my godmother last night, who'll be 96 on her next birthday, and she's still very living independently. So these are thoughts that are starting to swirl around in her head. And so she knows she needs to plan for her personal assets like her home and her savings account. She knows that on the personal side, that estate plan needs to be developed. But she hadn't really talked or thought about her business and what she needs to put in place to make sure the bakery continues to thrive, whether she's running it or not. And so a business succession plan is very much needed to decide who will take over the bakery when she's gone, either out of the role or off of this earth, so to speak, and then how it will operate in order to continue the legacy that she is building for herself and her family. And so that's kind of what we're going to be following for these next several weeks, to kind of take this piece by piece. Like I said, we're back to the basics, but taking this piece by piece to determine what elements need to be considered, and then how to pull all these pieces together to make this full pie and make a successful business succession plan as part of Sara's overall estate plan. So I hope you'll stay tuned for future Wednesday Wisdom weeks to see what's going to pan out for Sara and her bakery. And I wish I could give you some free samples while we're talking about Sara and her bakery, but can't do that virtually, but we'll see what we can work out. In the meantime, as always, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.